I don't think that there could be anything any more important than to keep young people from killing each other.
We are not going to change this world through guns and soldiers and violence. It will be through love and understanding. And the first person you've got to love is yourself.
He really wanted to affect change in the streets, and he knew he had to get guys out of their environment to open up.
And he spent his life working to raise young people up.
Mr. Brown opened this home totally to us.
We would talk about how could we stop the killing.
Without him, I know for a fact I'd be back in jail or dead.
Most of the things that you do that are really good, people never get a chance to know about them. And if you're sincere, you don't care.
Here now to share more on being better, the self-improvement, and American, which is one of the foundational things that Jim Brown brought to our country and has helped so many. A guy who went from the streets to success. Please welcome Rudolph "Rock" Johnson.
How y'all doing today? My man said a lot of things about a man that I consider and look at as a father. I don't know my biological father, so knowing Jim and dealing with Jim for over 31 years, he is the reason why I'm free today and why I'm alive. Because without him, I will be dead or in jail for the rest of my life. And when I say this to y'all, I went to jail at 11 years old. They gave me life in youth authority, where they keep you until you're 26. I got kicked out of youth authority at 16 and went to state prison at 16, where I had to really grow up to be a man, because I'm among men. By the time I was 23, I ran all 13 prisons from one cell. I was that guy. I was that predator. I was that man that when Jim said if he could change the mindset of individuals, of predators from a negative to a positive, and put them right back in their community in a positive way, they would be just as effective in a positive way as they were in a negative way. I'm here in a positive way. Without that man, listen to me, Jim Brown was a man. And we first met, he asked me, was I a B.I.T. or was I a man? And I'm like, who are you and where are you? And he gave me his address, and I drove up there with my .357 Magnum. When I knocked on his door, he said it again, are you a B.I.T. or are you a man? That's what men do. Men uses this. And he turned his back on me. And I kind of stomped behind him like a little baby, mad and angry. And I sat on his sofa and I had my gun on me, and I looked at him. People don't talk to me like that. He like, for real? And I never left his side. For 24 hours we talked about who he was and who he is. I knew nothing about this man until I met him. He created a program called American Foundation for Social Change that teaches the responsibility of self-determination. Without that program, I would be an animal. But with that program, it taught me that I am not cursed at birth, that I am somebody. And once I understood that and started practicing and believing in this journey, it allowed me to be the man I am today. I'm a father to my 7 kids, 6 daughters, 1 son. I'm a catalyst to many youngsters across this world. I helped Jim Brown open up American in 29 states, including Cleveland, with Box and his family. I've been around a long time. I'm 60 years old. I know I don't look it. I look kind of, I know what I'm saying, But I've been around a long time. I got shot 11 times. In 1998, my daughter at 15 got her head blown off. She was born on Thanksgiving. She got killed on my birthday. When I got home, I had a lot of guys there, and Jim came knocking on my door. And my guy said, we're not trying to hear what that old dude talking about, Rockhead. We got to get revenge. We're not trying to hear it. And I said, I owe him a conversation. Because up until then, he gave me life. He was my life. And Jim looked me in my eyes and said, Rockhead, if we cross that line, there's no turning back. I said, what you mean, we, Jim? This is my problem. This is my issue. That was my daughter. He said, what about your other daughter? He said, what about all the young men that follows you and that listens to you today? And for the first time in my life, I fought my bad, negative feelings, and I went against my own neighborhood, and I started crying in front of another man, and I've never done that before in my life. That's how much he meant to me. And I turned my other cheek, and I didn't seek revenge for my daughter's death. Eventually, the dude got caught up and went to jail, but because of him and what he stood for and what he helped me understand about myself, it allowed me to be a man today that I was a responsible father, as a hard-working citizen in our society. But Jim Brown was every bit of a man. If you knew anything about him other than sports, look beyond that. Because he was a man of men, and he transcended race, religion, and social economic status. It was about human beings. And as human beings, we are allowed to make mistakes. As human beings, we are. It's how we pick ourselves up and become the person we are today. I love you, big fella. I appreciate y'all here honoring and celebrating his life. And I hope everybody continue to celebrate this life because I miss him. I saw him 3 weeks before he passed, and when I saw him, I kissed him on his forehead, and I looked at Monique. I said, big fella is something else. He's the only father I know. He's the only father I will always know. Thank you.